After a heavy rain, a drowned giant suddenly appeared by the sea. No one knew where he came from, but his appearance was enough to amaze anyone. The residents of the seaside town rushed to watch, eager to see the giant's appearance. Even scientist Stephen heard the news. At first, he thought it was an optical illusion caused by the light, but when he arrived at the seaside, he discovered that the giant was indeed real. In comparison, the crowd looked like ants, and in the giant's massive palm, fish were still swimming. At first, people only watched from a distance, but when the first person climbed onto the giant's body, his actions were met with cheers from the crowd. Soon after, more and more people began to climb onto the giant's body. Some danced ballet on his nose, and children treated it like a playground. Only scientist Stephen furrowed his brows, turning and walking to a distant hillside, watching quietly from there. As time passed, the giant spectacle lost its wonder. The crowd grew smaller and smaller. A few days later, Stephen returned to the beach. Now, the beach had lost its previous liveliness, with only a few workers discussing how to dismantle the giant's body. The next evening, Stephen came back to the beach once more. The giant's eyes were starting to turn white. His skin was gradually losing its luster, and dark spots were slowly spreading across his body. The water in his palm had already dried up, and cigarette butts and trash were scattered near his eyes. His body was covered in random graffiti, and his limbs had already been taken apart by people. From a distance, the giant looked like a stranded, abandoned ship. A few days later, the giant's corpse had become unrecognizable, its internal organs all removed. The crowd that once gathered was now gone, and only a group of seagulls feasted on the decaying flesh.